Hi, I'm Jeremy, and I'm your host of Tell Me Wine TV, where we try to answer your questions about wine right here on the internet. And today's question was sent to us from Brooklyn, from Cecilia, who asks, what websites are people using to learn about and buy wine online, on the internet? I couldn't tell you specifically, Cecilia, but basically I would say any local store will have a website from which you can use to buy their wine. So instead, I'd like to talk about wine websites that I feel are good for educating you, for learning more about wine, and then one site in particular which will help you purchase wine. There are many good wine websites. Berghound, which focuses exclusively on Burgundy and Pinot Noir. Wine Spectator has a fairly good website. Robert Parker has a good website. The problem with all of these is they only give you some information and they want you to pay for more information. But I would say in general, you can get enough information from these websites, Spectator, Parker, Berghound, for example. And they want you to learn more about wine because that makes you a better wine consumer. And the more educated you are, the more likely you are going to invest in subscribing to one of these sites. Wine Spectator and Robert Parker obviously are ratings oriented, and if ratings are important to you, then perhaps you should subscribe to one of those. I think in both cases, if you buy the print version, the magazine subscription, you get the online version for free. So, but there are also some very good retail websites that you could consider. And one of my favorites is Berry Brothers, which is in the United Kingdom. And they're one of the oldest purveyors of wine in the world. And they have a spectacular selection of wines, Bordeaux, Burgundies, Rhone, Champagne. Superb selection, and they do a very good job of telling you about the wines themselves. Of course, everything's expressed in pounds, so you have to figure that out if you actually want to buy the wine. But I will say a very helpful site is called Wine Searcher, wine-searcher. And Wine Searcher is a tool that's used both by consumers and retailers to buy and sell wine. And essentially what Wine Searcher does is it creates a database of all the wines that are available from all of the subscribing retailers. And they're allowed to put the name of their wine, this Chateau d'Adieu. They'll put it in their system, and maybe 20 retailers will have the 2005 vintage, and they'll all put in their price. And when you go to research this wine, it will bring you all of the retailers and their locations and the price that they offer it at, and it allows you to buy the wine at the lowest possible price. Now, you may not want to buy through the internet, in which case you'll say who's closest and who has the lowest price, and but it's a very good tool. And then of course you'll find retailers from there. Again, it's nice to visit a retail site where you can also visit the retail store. It's a nice kind of complement, just like with the magazines and the website, they kind of work together. So there are lots and lots of resources out there. Even just learning about wine more, Wikipedia is an excellent resource for information about wine. So just keep Googling away, and you're going to find the websites that you like best and that work best for you, and use the language that's most appropriate for your knowledge. And keep it up, Cecilia. Thanks for the question, and keep sending your questions into Tell Me Wine TV.